So what happens is with the props, you can take a block and just put it down here and rest this knee on top of that. Okay, so that what happens to support it, um, let me unmute everybody. So mute all, continue, there you go. So what happens is it releases the tension on this thigh, and because it's resting, and you'll realize that after 5 minutes, if you take the block, the knee will go down. Okay, that's what's going to happen, and this is very effective way of relaxation and relaxing your muscles. So we'll start with our usual player. Just close your eyes. Come in Namaskar Mudra. Stay Omkar. Take a deep breath with Ujjayi breathing. So what you do is you exhale first, and then you constrict your epiglottis, and then you breathe in. Deep breathing. Okay, so when you breathe in, your attention should travel along the spine all the way till Agnya Chakra, all the way, maybe you want to go to Sahasrara Chakra. So take a deep breath. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Open your eyes, rub your palms. Put the soft part on your eyelids gently. Let the fingers go all the way up on your forehead. And we'll start. Okay. So today, I'm thinking to use some props and trying to do some exercise using the props, but we'll, of course, warm up with Surya Namaskar first. So let's all get up and we'll warm up, and so that we can then pull the muscles. Okay. So let's get up. Okay. Let's stretch. Urdhva Tadasan. Stretch, stretch, stretch. See if you can touch the sky. See if you can pierce the sky. And rise on your toes. Keep your heels together. Those heels will allow you to balance. And then open up your hands and go to complete Urdhva. Put back your heels down and relax. Okay. Let's do one more time. Now cross your fingers in the opposite direction. So normally we do it this way, do it the other way. Put the other index finger out. Okay, go up and then put your feet hip width apart and see if you can stretch this way. So breathe in Exhale here, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Do that for a few times. You can wake up your spine, wake up your body. There you go. Very nice. Okay, so now you're going to do some jogging on the spot to get your heart rate going, and then some skipping. That will bring your heart rate to about 150 plus. Okay, that is going to really wake up your body. So let's start jogging. Okay, that should be good. And then let's skip. This is a great exercise for your calf muscles. Your calf muscles are responsible for lymphatic system. Okay, so what they do is when you walk, every time you walk, the calf muscle is getting pressed, and it's sending these lymphatic fluids into your lymphatic system. So that's what it does. So that's why I really insist on doing the skipping. Because the lymphatic system doesn't have these tubes like the circulatory system, veins and arteries and stuff, so it is all done differently. And I stand in Tadasana. We're not completely relaxing here, but observe from within your mind-body system, in which somewhere in there, somewhere in these 7 trillion cells, we are somewhere. I can't point it. Nobody has ever been able to. So if I touch my body. I can't really touch myself. But at the same time, with the awareness inside, internal awareness, we are able to feel the presence. And feel the presence, and that presence is universal. It's not my presence, it's not your presence, it's just presence. And that presence is all over there in the universe. So let's touch that presence for a minute. And it is swasamvedya. That means that presence can touch itself. It can feel itself. That's the beauty. And this is where the whole system of yoga is designed. And because of that virtue of the presence that it can touch itself, we are able to practice the sadhana to ultimately realize and be in that state of mind of self-presence, self-awareness, self-realization ultimately. Okay, so now we're going to do some kicking. Okay, put your mats this way and see if you can hold your hand and then kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So horizontally, my hand is horizontal, parallel to the ground, and all I'm doing is kicking. Okay, you can move back and kick, back and kick, back and kick. Now, take the other side. The left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, leave the left hand up and kick with the right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason we are doing this exercise, I'll show you what we're going to do with the chair. That's why I'm trying to wake up your hamstrings. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nice. Okay. So let's come to the hips. I'm going to skip the neck today because we've lost about 10 minutes. So stand about hip width apart. And we're going to do hula hoop circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now spread your feet about mat width apart and then get into this Michelangelo pose. So why is it called Michelangelo pose? Because your navel is the centroid of the body, and if I took that as a center and I drew a circle, okay, it will touch the outer edge of my fingers from both sides and it will touch to the feet. So that's where your navel is. Okay, so that's the center of the circle. If I drew a circle like this, a big one. Okay, here we go. So blow your nose using your tummy muscles. Blow it completely at the back. Inhale and blow the nose again. Okay, so here we go. Very good. Let's go Mukadoti. So you bend your knees a little bit like this, put your hands on the kneecaps, and then blow through your mouth. Very good. That should be good. Now come down to the knees. Imagine that you only have one leg, if you were to imagine. So this becomes like completely one. It's connected at the bottom, connected at the knees, connected at the thighs, and we go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's get into Utkatasana. So join your knees together. This is a version of Utkatasana, by the way. Okay, so join your knees and see if you can go without the knees pulling apart and come up. And go down again. Make sure your heels are still on the ground and come up. Okay, very good. Now we are warmed up to do Surya Namaskar. And let's quickly put this away here. All right. So today I'm going to introduce a 10-step Surya Namaskar. So we're going to skip the 5th and the 9th position. Okay. This Surya Namaskar. So there are several different schools practicing different Surya Namaskar. So there is really nothing right or wrong. Each school has its own version. So if you talk to Bihar School of Yoga, they have their own version. So what we are practicing here is what they practice in Sangha or in Nikam Yoga in Thana in India. So it's a little more intense, but I think you should be able to do it. Okay? So let's stand at the front of the mat. Join your palms at the heart center. And relax your wings, your elbows. Relax everything. Start from the cross body. And we move our journey towards inside. So relax your tongue. Relax your eyes. Relax your eyelids. And there are 5 karmendriya, 5 jnanendriya. So relax all those indriyas. Hiranmayena patrena Satyasyapi hitam mukham tatvam pushan apavrunam satyadharmaya drishthaye. Om Ram Mitraya Namaha. Slide your palms down to your navel and feel that stretch in your wrists, in your forearms. And this is helpful in the carpal tunnels. If you're facing any carpal tunnel problems, this will help you. Okay. So when we are in the Namaskar Mudra, our attention should be at the heart center, which is the Anahat Chakra. And then you put your hand out and go back. Now at this point, when you are here, you're going to just push your hips forward. Okay, so that means automatically your front upper portion is going to go back, and then drop your head and look at your own thumbs and see how far you can keep pushing those hips. And breathe in. From heart chakra, we shifted to Vishuddhi chakra at this point. So you rose up to here when you're doing this. And you're going to bend down. And that attention from Vishuddhi chakra is going to slowly slide down to Swadhisthana. So we are coming to Padahastasana. So you're going to leave your hands on the side. Make sure your middle finger and big toes are in one line. Don't close your eyes, but keep your attention at the Swadhisthana. And you will notice we have the 7 psychic centers. And Swadhisthana becomes the center of desires, center of all kinds of desires, all kinds of vasanas. And what this does, it basically pacifies and activates at the same time. So when you start spinning these circles and they come to some kind of balance, and when that balance happens, something else happens in the body. So now drop your head and look at your knees. And the idea of yoga is to get all these chakras into some kind of resonance. And that state of resonance is extremely amazing, extremely important. All right, so now at this point, I'm going to go left foot back and put your full palm down, look straight ahead in Ashwasanchalan. And we always talk about the Ashwasanchalan, and your attention is between the eyebrows, and you look straight ahead. You just look with an open focus. It's not focus on anything. You know how we daydream? We're not really focusing on anything, we're just daydreaming. But this is something like that, but there is no activity in the mind. You're not really dreaming, but you're neither focusing on anything. It's an open focus mind. And what it does, it allows you to receive. You're in the receiving mode. And come to the present moment through this thing. You're completely aware. You know, the animals are not self-aware. Humans are self-aware. That's the difference, the basic difference between us and them. And we'll talk about that. Okay, so you look without any intent. Now, at the same time, at physiological level, see what's happening. Bring your attention all the way from the tip of your nose, all the way to the tip of the back toe. Scan your body at the physiological level and feel wherever there is tension, wherever there is heat. And if you have any discomfort, just focus on that region, and the discomfort will slowly melt away like ice. Okay, let's do Chatwari. So till here, this is the same Surya Namaskar that we typically do. Okay, so look at the front edge of the mat and your attention is still in the Agnya Chakra between the eyebrows. And then you're going to put your forehead down first. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Put your forehead down first, then your chest, and then your knees. And it's okay if your nose touches down, it's okay. And breathe in and come up. So your attention was at Manipur chakra at the belly button. Now you're going to look up into Sapasana, and the attention shifts back to Swadhisthana and Manipur area on your tummy. And look up. And breathe in and come to Adho Mukha Svanasana. And see if you can touch your heel. And if you cannot touch your heel, it's okay. Just focus, see where all your body is being stretched. Now, I'm going to rise on my toes and I'm going to push with my hand at the same time. Push with your hand. Get deeper, deeper, deeper. And then see if you can put your heels down. And you'll notice you've come a little closer to the mat. Ultimately, your forehead should touch the mat. This is Adho Mukha Svanasana. So you've seen a dog stretching, right? It completely stretches its front limbs and even rests its chin down. That's really amazing. Okay, so here your attention is on Vishuddhi, which is at the throat chakra. And now we are skipping the 9th position. So from here, you're going to come to Ashwasanchalan again. And look up. And see if you can push your hips and see if you can look up. Ananta Samapatti Dhyana. That's what Patanjali says. Surrender to the infinity. And in that surrendering, there is nothing to be done. Again, I keep repeating this. Don't take the reins in your hands and start doing stuff. We are just mere observers like the Natya Deep, that lamp on the stage. It basically just is the witness of whatever is happening on the stage. It doesn't participate, but in its presence, everything happens. That's the presence I'm talking about over here. In that presence, things happen. In his light, things happen. So be aware of that Natya Deep. Join your palms and come up and push your hips gently. And come to Samasthiti again. We'll do another one a little faster. Om Hrim Rave Namaha. Palms down, up, and over. And you bend forward. And let's see if your back is straight. That's very important. So let the gravity pull yourself down while you're hinging from here, from your hips, not from the waist. You're hinging from the hips. And this practice is very, very Surya Namaskar centric, I must say. And there are several reasons for that, because Surya Namaskar reactivates the pineal gland. With the practice of Gayatri Mantra, Shambhavi Mudra, and Surya Namaskar, the pineal gland is activated, which is the center of the intuition. And the whole yogic journey is from instinct. So we live in this world of instincts, at the same time intuition. That's where the man is. The whole mankind has been given this boon that it is self-aware. And the journey starts from instincts like animals, and it progresses upward through all the chakras and becomes more intuitive when the pineal gland is activated through Surya Namaskar, Sashtanga Namaskar. Put your attention at the navel and come up. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. And come to Sumeruvasana, Rudharasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Rise on your toes. See if you can push with your hands deeper, go deeper, 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 and then put it down. And now we're not resting, so we're going to put our right foot up and put it between the hands and come to Ashwasana. Now we were talking about instinct to intuition. So the Anahat chakra in between is exactly in the center of intuition and your instincts. The three chakras below that, Manipur, Swadhisthana, and Muladhara, they are responsible for your instincts. And anything above that, Vishuddhi, Agnya chakra, and Sahasrara. Once you cross that plane, you're intuitively engaged, you're intuitively guided towards upwards. Okay, so we are back into Hastabadasana, Padhastasana. Join your palms and come up and push your hips and push your hands down again. Come to Samastiti. We're going to speed this up. In half time, we're going to do this. Okay, so let's do that. Om Rum Suryaya Namaha. Breathe out. Left leg back. Right leg back. Sarpasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Very nice. Okay. Om Raim Bhanave Namaha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we did the 10 steps Surya Namaskar today. And likewise, there is 8 steps, there is 14 steps, there is 18 steps, several kinds of Surya Namaskars. So now, we're going to get into the chair, like I promised you. If you have the chair, I invite you to sit and calm yourself down for a minute. Put your hands flat on the knees. And blow through the center of the lips. Bring your attention along the spine. Bring your attention. Notice that you're breathing harder. Notice that your heart rate is still about 131, at least mine is. And so we need to calm it down a little bit. So use Mukadhoti, or you can blow the candle, or observe the breath, and slow down your exhalations. And you can exhale using the Ujjayi breath, the snoring breath, the sea breath, whatever you want to call it, it's okay. But they're ultimately all labels, and labels don't count, they're all man-made. What is not man-made here is your breath. It's given to you by the nature. What is not man-made is your awareness. And so what we want to do is focus on those things which are not man-made. So all these man-made things come in the way of the progress. They come in the way of the path. Actually, spirituality is, and yoga is extremely simple. People have complicated that. Like they say, long time ago, when man was worshipping the stars and the moon and the sun and the trees and nature, everything was just very, very simple. And then came the priest and said, this is all too simple. The power game started. And he made it all complicated. So let's just unwind all of that complications and get this direct perception of the presence. Feel your own presence inside. That presence is the ultimate thing. That's the Sakshi inside you. That's the Sakshi yoga that I've been teaching. It's all Sakshi centric. From time to time, I'll keep reminding you to just be that presence within. Okay, so now we've come to homeostasis. So now we're going to sit sideways, or let me show you this way. It is easier so you can see my hand. And you can put a block between. So you take a block and put between your knees like this and hold it tight there. Take your right hand. Now you may choose to put it here or here or here, wherever you feel comfortable, okay? Because that will decide how much intensity it becomes, right? So then you do that and then you turn. And once you feel a little bit more comfortable here, take the right hand and grab this edge of this thing, and take your back hand and grab the back side. Keep your back straight, and with your right hand, pull. And observe your presence, observe the breath. The breathing should be normal. Okay, very good. Then turn the sideways, see how I'm holding the block. Turn the sideways. Initially, you may just want to push with this, and then grab with your left hand, and then twist. And put your right hand back. And what this right hand is doing, it's pulling you down, it's giving you stability. And this is the preparation for the Machindrasana, Ardha Machindrasana. So many of these twisting poses, Parivritta poses when you twist the spine. Okay, so that's that. Now, I'm going to show you a simple exercise for extending your spine. So what you do is you fold the chair like this and put it as close as possible to you. Okay? Once you're here, it is typically coming to the waist. If you are tall enough, it will come to your waist. Now start bending forward and hold your hand on the chair. Bend forward, bend forward, bend forward. What this does, it doesn't let your knees bend down. And it extends your spine. Move your hand down. Move your hand down as far as possible. And then with your hands, you can do this and keep your back straight at the same time. And then make sure your toes are together, or if they're hip width apart, it doesn't really matter right now. So you extend, and grab the lower bar and see if you can pull yourself a little bit. And this should be very gentle, okay? There's no, what you're trying to do is restricting the body in certain ways so that it doesn't. So it's now you can see that it's very difficult for me to bend the knees because my knees are up against the chair. And then ultimately see if you can touch your fingers down. This is fantastic beginning of your Padhastasana. Now, some of you may not be able to touch the ground. That's okay. You can keep holding the chair like this. And relax. Ultimately, if you relax, see what happens is when you are pulling and stretching, the muscles becomes tensed. And there's a pain, some sort of pain that starts. Now, it's really not acute pain, so be careful with any kind of acute pain. Don't hurt yourself. I'm not seeing you guys, what you're doing. So if there is any acute pain, just stop the exercise, okay? Don't do this, it's not for you, maybe, all right? And take it easy. So if there is a desirable pain, which is a growing pain, as I call it, that desirable pain will basically make your mind a little nervous. It will say, don't go there, it's painful, don't go there, it's painful. And then internally, you just drop everything. You just drop and see how far the body can just handle that pain. And the moment you do that, you're basically surrendering into the pose. Okay, so gently do this and see if you can touch. Now, those who do not have chair, I suggest you cross your legs like Krishna, like this, as though he's in the Basari position, like this. Cross your legs. So what it is going to do is the back leg will not be able to bend, stretch, and come down. So the front leg is not letting the back leg to bend the knee. That's what's happening. So if you can do that, that'll be awesome. Change the crossing of the leg like this. Change it and see if you can go down and then touch the floor. That's also all right because some of you may not have the chair. Now, I'm going to show you how to do the Adho Mukha Svanasana using the chair. So I'm going to put this chair right here. See the chair, first of all, if you're on a wood floor or any kind of slippery floor, it has to be on the mat. So be very careful with that. So the chair will not slip. Now, I'm going to stand here against it. I'm going to bend down and put my hands on it. So this could be another Samakon Asana, as they call it. So my back is straight, my legs are straight, and I'm at 90 degrees with my legs. Okay? Now, I'm going to take a step back, and lean on the chair, right at the hip. And then I'm going to gently start going down, gently going down, gently going down. And I'm going to put my hand out. So, you see the position? This is the ideal position for Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now you can spread your feet a little bit. If you spread the feet, you'll be easily able to touch your heels down. So my body is almost at 90 degrees to the legs, and the body and the hands are in straight line. So if you do not have this chair, I would say invest in it. I have posted a photo of that chair on Yoga Sewa group. It's available on Amazon. They also have this Iyengar chair. By the way, whatever I'm teaching, I owe this to Iyengar. Okay? So Iyengar was pioneer in using props. He was the one who started the usage of props. Now, let's do this. Now what I'm going to do, put a block on the chair because I'm tall. Okay, so if I put my feet on the other side, see this, there is a gap right there. Okay, so, and I can adjust the height of the block by turning it upwards or just leaving it down there. And I move up, 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 and I get my 90 degrees right here, almost, not quite, but almost. And the back leg and the body are completely aligned in one line. Okay, so this could be another level of support that you can get, and see if you can get your back leg, hands, and everything in one line. And this is a very simple chair. Typically, we have it in India also. All right, so now here's the tricky part. Now I'm going to put my right hand down there. Okay. Now in this asana, typically when you stack your hands, your chest is not completely opened up. Okay, so what happens is you collapse your chest and the breathing becomes really difficult. So what you want to do is when you're here, with your left hand, you grab the chair at the back. So this portion of the chair, I'm going to grab it. Okay, and then go down, and with the left hand, I'm going to pull myself up. So that opens up my chest even way more than before. And that's the actual position. So once you're here, you can then put your hand out and see if both your hands, your shoulders, everything is stacked. If not, you grab that back again and twist. Very good. And you come up. And let's do the other side. You always do the other side. So complementary asanas. So form and space, as we call it, they're the dimensions of existence. And we live in the world of duality. So there's always one asana, there's always the opposite asana. So we live in the world of opposites, but the existence is a summation of all opposites together. That's where we are training our mind, by doing complementary asana right after that. So there is day and there is night. There is sorrow, there is happiness. Something like that takes place here at a very subtle level, but we are not aware of this. But I'm just trying to make you aware of what's going on, why we do certain things. Okay, so here we go. I am in this position now. I'm resting my thigh on the block and ultimately on the chair. And then I'm going to rest my forearm, left forearm, and then I'm going to bend down a little bit, bring your finger all along, and then get into the position. There you go. And relax here, it's okay. See what the block is doing, it's taking that essential tremor, the trembling of the body go away. And what that's telling me that the muscles are relaxed and they will be in a cooperative mode. That's why you use the props. You want the muscles to cooperate and not fight against your mind. Okay, so then I put my hand down like this. Put your palm down. The right hand, I'm going to the back of the chair, and I'm going to twist and open up and stack your hands. Very good. Grab the back again, come up and get out of the pose. All right. I hope everybody is able to follow this. If you're not having any props, you can just do the normal full asana if you wanted without using the props, if you're able to do that, because ultimately asanas are not to be performed with the props, but the props help in the journey. Okay, so now we're going to do, let me see if I can move up a little bit, because I'm going to sit now. Okay. There you go. Now what I'm going to do is, my left leg, I'm going to put it into my perineum, and the sole of the feet is up against the right thigh. And you see that bar at the back? I'm going to pull the chair till the bar touches it. Okay? Now, I'm going to grab the chair and pull towards me and straighten my back. So keeping the back straight is really important. And we try to go into this Ekpada Paschimottanasana. So the front body is the Paschim. Sorry, the Purva, and the back body is your Paschim. So in the Paschim Uttanasana, that means you're showing the back to the sky. That's what you're doing. So ultimately, your goal is to put your forehead out here, and then you completely grab the toe out here. So if you're here already, okay, and then if you can grab with your both hands and hold it like this while keeping your back straight, see how my back is rounded off? That's not the ideal situation. So your back needs to be straight. So to get to that, you use these props. And then see if you can hold a little bit higher and keep the back straight. And keep looking up. Okay, and see if you can grab the back of the chair. So slowly, slowly, I'm trying to hinge. So if you can also bend your elbows a little bit. If you can't, then put it like this and see if your elbow can rest on the chair. But the back has to be straight. So to keep that, you look up. And you hold these positions, because in the holding, you get the maximum benefit of these asanas. And not rush into this. You have to, this is how I practice typically. I turn on some nice music, mostly classical, and you zone yourself out and release all the stress that the world offers you as a gift. And that stress is inevitable. We are in that. But to rise and to bloom like a lotus is the goal. You rise from all that stress. You rise from all that mud and water. And then the lotus comes out and blooms. And it owes a lot. It owes a lot to that water and the mud down there. But it is completely different, completely separate. And yet connected to the roots down. That's the goal. So you rise above this stress that the world is offering, all that hustle, bustle, all of that is mud and water. The goal is to rise. Rise above that Anahat Chakra. Get into the Vishuddhi, Agnya Chakra. That's where your energy wants to flow upward. Okay, change the leg. And again, I'm pushing the chair with that bar now. The ideal situation here is you want to be able to take the toes towards you. That will give any additional stretch into your calf muscles, into your hamstrings. So you want to You don't want to push the chair away, you want to pull it towards you. Okay, and that's what you're doing anyway by putting this hand now. Look up and keep the back straight. And then you can put the block. If you can rest your head on the block, or if you can rest the head on here, I welcome you to do that. If you can do the full pose, I welcome you to do that, but make sure your back is straight. Because sometimes we hurt ourselves by doing that. So here I'm holding the chair, I'm pulling it towards me, and I'm keeping the back straight. And this is good enough. I mean, I don't think we really need to be really hurting yourselves. And if you're gifted with an extremely flexible body, consider that as a gift. And consider that not as the doings of your own, they are just given to you. That's where the ego drops. There's a very fine line in yoga. The ego develops very fast because you think you're really doing it, but honestly speaking, nobody does anything. It's all happening. So hold it right there. And focus your attention between your eyebrows. And pull that energy from the Muladhara chakra towards the eyebrows. If you want to practice Shambhavi Mudra here, I encourage you to do that. Okay, very good. So that's that. Okay, now I'm going to put the chair aside for a minute and we'll do more chair asanas in the next session. I want to show you quickly how to do matsyasan using blocks. Okay, so what happens typically in matsyasan, you have to sit in padmasana, right? So most people cannot do the padmasana, either there is an injury or something, and they cannot arch their back evidently. So you do Ardha Padmasana, put your feet, right foot on the left thigh or the other way. And you're going to go down gently. Okay? Go down, go down, go down. And see now what happens is your legs start lifting up. So let the lotus settle down. Let it settle, 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 settle. Okay? Now take a block and slide it underneath your back, right here. And this is a very good position because it gives you a reverse curvature, because normally you sit in front of the computer and you're slouching down all the time and your chest is collapsed and you're not breathing enough. So to do the exact opposite, what we're going to do is we're going to keep this block underneath and then put your head down here and then rest your palms on the thighs and look down. So it's advisable to do Kapalbhati in this position. So we'll do 21 strokes of Kapalbhati right here. We have been doing Kapalbhati for many weeks now. So let's just do that. Exhale fully. Inhale half and begin. (21) and stop. Normal breath. Be here for a minute. This feels really good. I can be here all day. Because my back is supported, I'm getting a nice arch in the back. Let's do one more round. Exhale. Inhale half. And start. (21) And see if you can use your elbows and put your hands under your thighs and lift yourself up a little bit more. And the idea here is to completely roll your head back, and eventually you will get there. There's no rush. Take your time with it. Don't hurt yourself. But support the back. See, when I'm putting that block, all my muscles of the back are completely relaxed and they're cooperating. They're not fighting against that idea of extension and using the gravity at the same time. Okay. Now you can release your lotus and put your hand out and turn to the side. That's the easiest way to get up. Don't try to sit up because sitting up will stress you out again. So here we go. How are we doing on time? It's 8:09. Okay. I think we've done enough. Let's get into pranayam today. And today we are going to really do the pranayam. So not just the breathing exercise. So we're going to do the Bahya and Antar Kumbhak. And I don't know if you can see me. I'm going to move back a little bit and see if you can sit in Ardha Padmasan. Take your left heel and put it into the perineum. Push it against the perineum and do that. There you go. Very nice. So today we'll always start with Kapalbhati as we normally do it. So we'll do the Kapalbhati. Sit in Chin Mudra. Exhale fully. Put your Mula Bandha. Inhale half of the lungs and start. At 108, fully blow out. Hold the breath out. Bahya Kumbhak. Rejak. Don't breathe in yet. Starve those lungs inside. Let them beg. So count about 10 and take a deep breath. And gently with the Ujjayi breathing, you gently let it go. So you're not even breathing out, you're leaking air. That's how you should leak, like a cycle tire. When you pump in air into it, over the time you come back and the air has leaked out. You don't know where it has gone, but it has leaked out. And that's what happens when you gently. So the success in pranayam is in the breathing out. Okay, how slowly controlled breathing out happens. Okay, so you start with 1:2 proportions, and then you increase that slowly, 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 slowly. Okay, so if you want to keep a count inside your head, that's also fine. And I'll show you at the end of it, I'll show you how to normally breathe through the day. That will help us manage the stress. So here we do one more time, Kapalbhati. Breathe in half. Make sure your Mula Bandha is there. Hold the breath out. And take a deep breath. So the pranayams are designed to cleanse the Sushumna Nadi. Okay, and that's where all our sanskaras are. And Buddha has said that the sanskaras are there and they block the energy flowing from your Muladhara into Sushumna, and we have all these sanskaras stored up. These are sanskaras are nothing but psychological knots in today's world. If you talk to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, they'll tell you. These psychological knots are experiences stored up. Those are good experiences and bad experiences at the same time. So all these sanskaras, they actually program your instinctual side. So, you know, instinctively, if you're doing something wrong, there will be instantly something saying inside, no, that's not right. Don't do it. It's not right. It's not ethical. You know, those are all the sanskaras inside. Now, there are also bad sanskaras that will tell you, do this. Maybe it is bad. I don't care. Just do it. So these are the good and the bad sides inside us. And those need to be cleansed to allow the Sushumna Nadi, which is in the Vajra Nadi, Chitrini Nadi, and the Sushumna Nadi. They are there storing up all that. So the journey is from the instincts till here, and then from here, Anahat Chakra, it starts into intuition. So the journey is from the left brain to the right brain. The left brain is your chattering mind that's constantly hindering the progress. The left brain creates these filters. So when I look at you, I'm seeing through the filters, and these filters are nothing but images. When I meet a new person, I'm very intrigued by that. Like, okay, wow, let's find out who this guy is, who this person is. And you kind of spend time with these people, and then slowly, you start building images in your head about that person. And those images are nothing but filters. So what happens is between that person and you comes all these images in between, and then you cannot see what is. The first time you met, yes, you saw that person directly, but over the time you develop these images, and then every time he opens his mouth, I know what you're talking about. You already jumped to a conclusion. You're not seeing. And that seeing is important. So what pranayam does, it opens up that filter, and it allows us to see the reality as it is, not what I would like to be. Because the filter, what it does, these images, you already formed an opinion about that person. That's nothing but a filter that comes in the way of the perception. So this parda, as we call it, the parda jab ut jata hai, then you see the reality as it is. Then you see the whole world fresh, as though you're newborn baby again. That's why you do pranayam. Okay, so let's do Kapalabhati pranayam now with the chin lock and with the Jalandhar Bandha, Udyana Bandha, and the Mool Bandha. Okay, so let's do 108 rounds. You're going to exhale, and then you're going to do a chin lock, pull your tummy in completely as though the tummy is going and hitting the back side of your Merudanda. And then pull your anus up and you lock all this energy within this. Doesn't go out. Okay, here we go. And so to do that, what I typically do is I press my knees a little bit. Oh, I did it too much. There you go. All right. So here we go. One more time, Kapalabhati with Chin Mudra. And I'll instruct you what to do. So just follow along. Exhale completely. Again, we're going to do 108 times. Pull your tummy in. Put a firm Jalandhar Bandha, chin lock. Press your chin against your chest. Put your hand out there. Pull your tummy in and count 10. Release your tummy. Release your chin lock. Take a deep breath. And release with Ujjayi. Very good. So we just did the Kapalabhati pranayam. Okay. So you inhale, exhale, basically doing your tummies, abdominal muscles. You release the air out. And you hold the Bahya Kumbhak. When you breathe in, that's Antar Kumbhak. That's a Bahya Kumbhak or Rechak as they call it. When you hold that breath out, you're going to pull your tummy in and up. And upward movement does by pressing the knees. If you press the knees, you'll be easily able to pull all those guts and all those muscles in towards the diaphragm. That's what happens. That's what we do when we're doing Nauli. We'll do Nauli at some point. So you pull this up, put this chin lock, and focus your energies at the Manipur chakra, at your navel. And there is Apana, Samana, and Udana. So you're mixing these Vayus. Those Vayus are being pulled. The Apana is being pulled to the Samana, Udana is being pulled to Samana. That's what's happening when you do this, okay, internally. So let's do it one more time. Exhale, complete. And begin. Release your tummy, release your chin lock. Take a deep breath. And release with a jai. We'll do a little bit of meditation, so keep your eyes closed. And bring your attention to your breath. Take your glasses off. And focus all your attention below the nostrils. And we just did the pranayam. And your mind is calm. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, and dharana. So we are into this dharana now. So what is the dharana? Your attention is below the nostrils and above your upper lip. In Buddha's language, Uttarotasya Madhya Pradeshe. Anicca vata sankhara. That's what he's saying. So anicca means anitya, sankhara is sanskara. So the sanskaras are all anitya, they are there and then they wither away. Upadhyetva nirujjanti. That's what he says. So they come up, and if you do not react to them, they go away. They come up, you do not react, they go away. They rise like bubbles. When you boil water, these bubbles come to the surface and then they become steam and go away. That's exactly what we are trying to do here. So these sanskaras will manifest onto your body in terms of different sensations. And every sensation is not pleasant. Sometimes you get unpleasant sensations, sometimes you get pleasant sensations. And you maintain your equanimity by just observing them. When you observe with equanimity, these sensations stay on the body for some time. Upadhyetva nirujjanti. Nirujjanti, that means they go away. You basically get rid of them. So all these psychological knots along the spine into your basement, into your subconscious, they slowly open up. When do they open up? When you have an equanimous mind, perfect balanced mind, perfect equipoise of the mind. That's when they don't get the energy and they start surfacing and they will open up. And when they open up, they wither away. They open up, they wither away. They open up, they wither away. And you're just a silent witness like the Natyadeep. Whatever happening is on the stage is happening on the stage. The Natyadeep is just watching it like a Sakshi. It is witnessing it. Yes, in the presence of the Sakshi, that thing is happening. In the presence of your own presence. Presence of your own presence. That's amazing. That means it's Swa Samvedya. It can feel itself. It can implode on itself. And when that implosion happens, all those filters, when the attention is, you need to be completely alert from within. You know, we all have played cricket, and one writer has already written very nice things about it. When you're fielding the ball, fielding it out there, way on the boundary somewhere, the chances that the ball will come to you are very slim, but you have to be alert. You have to be always alert. You don't know when that batsman is going to hit that ball at you. And when you're completely alert, all the time, ready, that's what alertness means. You're alert. And when that ball comes at you, you catch it. You don't leave that present moment. If you're distracted, you miss it and it goes into the boundary and you miss that ball. So every moment that comes in, you have to be alert, like that fielder out there. And you catch that ball, and what is that ball? There could be a moment when all those sankharas, those sanskaras, Upadhye nirujjanti. All the sanskaras are anitya. Anitya vata sankhara. So keep your attention. Observe the breath going in. Natural breath. We are all the time modifying the breath. We were breathing in a certain way while doing the Surya Namaskar. We were breathing normally. Then in the pranayama, we manipulated the breath. We held it inside, we held it outside. All those manipulations, drop all that and just let it be. Just let that breath be loose. Just observe dispassionately. Observe objectively the breath is going in. Warm breath is coming out. And cooler breath is going in. And just notice that. Just acknowledge it and leave it alone. Don't try to meddle with it. Do nothing with it. Just leave it alone. Just like you unleash your dog and that just dog that runs around. Likewise, your mind is going to be running around. It's happy. It's running around. Just observe all that. And the moment you realize that the mind has wandered away, the moment you realize it, it will come back to the nostrils again. There's no need to bring it back. In the realization that it has wandering away, it has wandered away, is the realization that it has come back. It happens simultaneously. Now, if the mind wanders away too much, you can do some hard breathing, like Ujjayi breathing. So that your mind comes back. The Ujjayi will leash that dog again, to leash that mind again. And you will find it's very hard to keep the mind where it needs to be. And sometimes you get frustrated. This is just a simple thing. How come I'm not able to do it? And we get upset. We are disappointed in ourselves. And that's not why we are here. We are here to just observe. Observe dispassionately, objectively. If the mind wanders away, go out there in the jungle, pick that lamb up with all the love, put it on your shoulder, and bring it back home. And unite that mind back to the mom. And then mom is nothing but your own energy. And with that energy, you're looking at the mind. And what happens is when you look without any sanskaras without any filter, when you look direct, there is that direct perception of the reality, and there is this, the looking, in the looking is the realization. And what is that realization? You take a flashlight and shine in your basement, and wherever the flashlight shines, there is no darkness there. And that is how the attention works. The attention is the light, the awareness is the light, and you shine that awareness wherever in your basement. Those sanskaras will disappear, those filters will go away. And someday we can completely clear out the basement. And if there is no basement, there is no subconscious. If there is no subconscious, the rise of superconsciousness starts. Your conscious mind and subconscious mind. And conscious mind is nothing but thoughts. That whole consciousness, the river of thoughts that is constantly flowing, the left brain chatter. That left brain chatter stops. At some point, there are no filters. And suddenly, the curtain lifts up. And it happens when you're least expecting it. That's what Krishnamurti said in the book called First and Last Freedom. It happens when you're least expecting it. You're on the boundary somewhere and the ball comes at you when you're least expecting it. But you have to be alert all the time. The ball will come at some point, and that curtain will lift up. You don't know when, you don't know how much storage you have, how much baggage we have. All that prarabdha that we're carrying for centuries, from lifetime to lifetime, we're carrying all that baggage. All right. With that, rub your palms. And put the soft part and look deep inside your subconscious, your Chidakash. Look deep inside. They say that you're looking down into your spinal column, looking down into your spine, into your Sushumna Nadi. And this is where all those filters, all those preconceived notions, all those knots are stored up. And slowly, 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 through the exercise of yoga, maintaining the Sakshi Bhava, doing the pranayam, we get rid of all the sanskaras. We'll do the final prayer and close. Since this is morning today, I'm going to say the Pratasmarami Stotra. Pratasmarami Rudisam Sfuradhatma Tattvam Satchit Sukham Paramahansa Gatim Turiyam Yat Swapna Jagara Sushuptamavaiti Nityam Tad Brahma Nishkalamaham Nacha Bhuta Sangaha Pratar Bhajami Manasa Vachasamagamyam Vacho Vibhanti Nikhila Yadanugrahena Yanneti Neti Vachanair Nigamavucham Tandeva Deva Majamachyutamahuram Pratar Namami Tamasah Paramarkavarnam Purnam Sanatanapadam Purushottamakhyam Yasmin Nidam Jagadasheshamasheshamurto Rajvam Bhujangam Iva Pratibhasitam Vai Rajvam Bhujangam Iva Pratibhasitam Vai Rajvam Bhujangam Iva Pratibhasitam Vai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms one more time. And put it over your head, behind the neck, all of your body. And put all that energy that we generated, all that prana we generated back into your body. Okay, very much. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining today, taking the time. And I'm going to unmute everyone.
Thank you, Amit. It was so great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Amitji.
Thank you. Sorry about last Sunday. We missed the class. There was a worldwide problem with Zoom that day. And